Hi guys, welcome to this attacking a MySQL database using Wireshark. This project investigates how SQL injection SQL attack will work using Wireshark and previously recorded PCAP. So from this we understand SQL injection mechanism at the network layer, identifying attackers' behavior through HTTP traffic, exploring how data can be extracted from vulnerable databases, and also learn prevention and strategies to mitigate such attack. For those who don't know what is SQL injection, SQL injection is a method where attacker insert malicious SQL query used into user input fields of web application. If the server executes the input without sanitizing it, the attacker can gain unauthorized access to sensitive data, information about the system and database scheme, and also access to credential and potentially take over the system. So in this lab, as you can see, I'm using the DAM vulnerable web application, just giving an overview of it. So we'll be tracing a real SQL injection attack through the network packet capture using Wireshark, as I already said, one of the most powerful tools used by cybersecurity professionals. And I honestly do love Wireshark. And for whomever interested into doing this project, you can also do it in any virtual machine. I'm using the virtual machine here, so you can also do the same. And also we're going to be using the CrackStation.net for the password hash cracker. And then for the SQL packet, you can go and download it. Go check out the website, the DVWA. Go check it out so that you have more information on how to go about it and everything. It will give you an overview of that. So first thing first, we're gonna be opening the PK file. So you need to locate it. Where is it? On my laptop, I had it on my lab support file, so that's where I'm gonna go locate it and then open it with Wireshark. Initiating the purpose of this is that I'm initiating the analysis session, giving visibility into the raw network traffic. And also the reason that why I'm doing that is that as a cybersecurity analyst, often we review PCAPs during forensic investigation. So this step already, it mimics a real world post-breach analysis. And please do go through those the traffic that you're provided by Wireshark. Just monitor and go around it, play around, just look at the source address, look at the destination, look at the communication, understand everything, what is happening, how is it happening, what is going on, and everything. So I'm just trying to zoom in my laptop. The shortcut doesn't work. I don't know, from my end it doesn't work, especially on my VM. I struggle to get it, so I really need to click the buttons. Crazy stuff, tell me about it. But yeah, and the more you analyze, as I say, the more you analyze the packets, the more you will have information. For some people, you don't need to do it on the Wireshark platform. You can literally go to the damn vulnerable web application site and play around. Me, I just wanted to be extra, hence I used the Wireshark. I'm growing into my network trafficking and also the understanding of how network moves, so hence I use the Wireshark. The more, as I said, as you can scroll, you can now see that the 10.0.2.4 is the attacker, and you can also tell from how information is going around, how it's moving on about. You can now also tell that 10.0.2.15 is the target. You get? So it's very important that you do go around it and you play around, you read the information, you just read, before just jumping into it. Okay, it does take a lot of job, but it's very important for your understanding. So now we're going to be identifying the initial injection. So by that, I'm going to look at the packets, go through, as I said, go through the packets. Before I do everything, I always just try to go through the packets and everything, just familiarize myself, just scan around and, and see. And, as I'm saying, I'm highlighting, seeing the communication that is happening. Yeah, and now we're gonna go to packet 13. As we can see, there's a get request happening to the site, to the DVWA site, and now we're gonna do an HTTP stream. The first time I did the project, I actually did a TCP and I was struggling to see the output. I did the input, but I couldn't find. And then you see the one that I highlighted, that is the client requesting to the server, which is the blue. The red part is the client and then the blue is the server. So I went to my find and then I entered 1 = 1, which is like an SQL injection command. The 1 = 1 is a payload test if the input is vulnerable to SQL injection. The impact of it is that this basic query always returns true if it generates a valid result. The attacker will know the application is vulnerable. And the question here, like while I was doing the project, was that how many sites are vulnerable? Have you ever tried to see? You find people who are literally that they really attackers, that they do check out the sites. As you can see, I'm highlighting the ID and also the input. As you can see from there, this kind of input could be typed into a login form to bypass authentication. Okay, so yeah, it's crazy. As you can see, we can view the HTML. I'm just going through the HTMLs, reading, just scanning around, reading more to just see, beyond just the input that I entered, which is fun. Please do try it out and see how it goes from your end. Yeah, and then the other thing is that you can also scan it from this information. You can also do it on the site, as I said. And then now we're gonna go into another packet. Right now I'm just checking out another packet, the same follow, and then you enter the same command, the 1 = 1. But now this is now we're checking we're checking to accelerating the access. So we are gonna find a different query. There is our query, the one and then where we are using the union select database, and then users, you can see the ID right there. The purpose of this is that we are fetching database name and then the DB using SQL functions. So the impact of it is that the attacker from this will now understand the environment, making future commands more targeted. The attacker will want to understand, okay, if I can get this, which means I can force out more, you understand? So it is very important that our application, they are secure. And yeah, it's very important, because from this literally you can read more. You can tell I'm just using different packet and different lines to show you that you can get more information. Don't just end up on just seeing the ID. Read more into what you're given. Read more. And I believe that's how attackers become great attackers, because they really take their time into learning and to reading, to check out, because sometimes you might miss out information if you're just following to say, oh, I found the query, that's that. But no, you want to go deep. You want to see, there is the user. You can see the first name, we can see the last name, we can see garden, we can see so many people. We can see people who are using default credential, where we have admin, which is so insecure. So please do change your default credential to making them secure. And yeah, as we can see, we're going through it. This is fun actually. And as I say that the attacker will now understand the environment, making the future commands more targeted. And attacker used this information to tailor their payload specific to MySQL injection or other database engine. And as we already saw that we had the DVW as our database, and then the user, the root at local host. When a user, like when an attacker gain root access, you know that you're in danger. So now I went to another line, which is line 22, and then I entered the same command, the 1 = 1. Now for this, we are discovering the system's version. Like, as you can see, the ID, I have highlighted it. I was looking for the version, and the version was actually the 5 point something Ubuntu. They were using the Ubuntu, and the purpose of that was that I was identifying the database engine and then the version. From this, it helps the attacker choose version specific exploit. Now they can go and check if the version is it updated, is it the current, is it the old one, So do you now understand why it is important for you to always purge your system, to always update your system when there's latest release? Do not wait, just do it instantly. I know it's annoying for people who use Windows, then you have to restart your system and so forth, but it is very important. Do apply those security features. And I was checking and reading more, and I tried to see, some people, they're so smart that they can read it from just the information that is given. They don't have to do any HTTP stream or TCP stream. They can literally just check it from there. For me, it was easy, but at the same time it was hard because I couldn't see the version that I was looking for. And I think also that excitement of wanting to publish your project, that's what got into me. So I was like, oh, let me just check a little bit, but then I didn't find. And also the other thing is that sometimes it is for people who are beginning it out, it's not easy to read them, like the lines from there. You want to read it from like where it is created, like the HTML commands, how it is done and everything. That way it's easy to source out things from this is my opinion, as somebody who also have like knowledge of front-end developing. So sourcing out using the HTTP stream is quite easier, but I'm just showing you for people. You can also, you don't have to do the HTTP stream. You can also check it from there. You can go you can just check it from there and read more. Don't be afraid to check out things, like literally just have fun, This is like your Wireshark, it's not going anywhere. The more you just read more, the more you get familiar with the tool, the more you're able to do the work. So yeah, and from the version, as I said, we already saw the answer from the Wireshark. I was just reading through. Tell me if you can tell the version. I couldn't find the version, to be quite honest. I couldn't find it. I kept going around. I couldn't find it. That was crazy. That was bizarre for me. So now we're gonna go to another packet. Reason I'm using different packet is also for different so that you can see that every packet is very important. Now we are on packet 25. No, line 25, pardon me. And is it packet 25 or line 25? My God, like my mind right now is like in those conversation. Now I'm discovering the tables and then the column. I used the query. I searched the query for the tables, which way you do the select now table name for information scheme and then information scheme tables. I searched for it and looked around it. It was nice. I read through it. It was a lot. Like the information there, guys, is a lot. It's a lot. Hence I'm saying, like, literally do this project. You're gonna have fun. Also check it out how it is responded actually on the vulnerable web application. don't just do it on the Wireshark, but do it on both sides. You're gonna have fun, like you're gonna learn a lot. You're not just gonna have fun, but you're gonna see the response that is given. On the DVWA, it's gonna give you like more in a sense of in a column, in a table, like it's gonna give you names and everything. And then I started sourcing out the column, like the query of the column. I was just going through, like literally scanning around the lines, scanning and seeing and reading. I think people who had like a long, like not long per se, but people who enjoy finding vulnerability, bug bounties and everything, I think by now they're able to literally just source out and like this line, this, that. So that's the aim. That's where we are getting. We want to have that a deep knowledge where you're literally able to just quickly scan things and find answers and just do amazing, you know. So yeah, but it comes by practice and practice. The reason why I was checking out the reason I was discovering the tables and the columns, that it maps out the structure of the database, like for reverse engineering and a blueprint. Which also the impact of it is that it allows the attacker to target specific tables where they might look at tables that has the users, that has the admin or credential cards, or like it gives more information. So the attacker will have a specific tables, you know, we'll look at specific table to say, okay, now this is my go-to next after this and so forth. There we have our user. I found the user. I was now looking for the admin, which was crazy. The admin is supposed to be at the top, but I don't know why I was at the use. So yeah, and you can also see from the users, they have different users. There might be a user one, user this, user that. So you literally want to go through this, you know, you want to understand every single line, you want to understand every single table. Let me rephrase. From this, we are already gaining a real world relevance because this is a key step in a data exfiltration, because once tables are known, data extraction becomes precise and devastating, because if attacker can tell where to locate your credential, attacker are not gonna waste time to want to know other stuff. Maybe let's just say they have they might look for tables such as like admin and the financial side, you know, the credit cards, what do they attack? Admin, you know, things that are important, passwords, this and that, you know. So this becomes very devastating. Like, this is very devastating. Hence, we need to protect our application. This is not just an organization. Oh, please apply. This is like literally for everybody, because when an organization is attacked and you had your information stored on those, maybe that database on their server, if somebody can gain your credential, it means that it also affects you. It doesn't affect them only, it affects literally everyone. So security is everybody's business and everybody's issue, and we need to implement security hygiene, you know. So yeah, I was just going through the packets, reading and sourcing out, just seeing how everything is and reading out and just seeing, you know, it's very important, and it was quite fun, as I said. Okay, and then I went to another packet which was in like packet line 28. For this one, I wanted to now extract credentials. So the same thing that we've been doing, where we do our follow and then HTTP stream, and then we enter the input of 1 equals 1, and then we find and click on find next, and then I'm just highlighting the ID, the query, where we have our Now we are selecting the users and then the password from the users, as you can see from there. Reason why is that I'm trying to pull this also pulls the username and the password. The fun part, every person really wants to know, every attacker. This is golden. This is gold. Like this, when you know how to pull out and find the when you're able to extract the credential, this is like you have gotten your gold. You have mined and you have gotten your gold, so now you check out the users, you check out the password. Those are the password, like the encrypted passwords there. And as you can see, like if passwords are weak or hashed poorly, attacker can crack them using them elsewhere, like credential surfing attack. Because reason is that some people, they use the same password on different platforms. Like you might be using, like example, maybe for your Gmail, you're using the same password with your Microsoft. You're also using it the same with your Facebook, your Instagram. This like just randomly. So I copied the one of the password to go test it out. Let's go test it out on CrackStation. It's very fun. I've used it with my Try Hack Me side project, actually lab, yes. I've used it. It's very, very fun. Make sure that you spell it correctly, because it's very fun, and it reduces your password into plain text. And yeah, you see the importance of having a web application firewall is very important. And I hate this thing. I hate it. I understand that it's important, but I still hate it, and it will go on and on and on. Oh god, I hate it. There is our CrackStation. Let's paste our password. The same thing. Maybe I am human. Let's check out the buses. This is like one of the parts where you can't. I wish like you can just do it, but then I'm doing this thing in real life, Joe. So just be patient, And look at the buses as well and be like, she skipped another bus. As you can see, we found it. This person is literally using password as in like password. Their password is password. Small letters, lower cases, and they are using MD5. Like, this is crazy because this is like real because some people are still using MD5, which is crazy because we know that MD5 has been found as like one of those hashing that collides, and that is not secure. And the information that I may have, somebody doesn't have it. Hence the importance of doing this project, so that people can understand, like whomever, this doesn't only cater to people in the cybersecurity or people who are starting up. This is literally an awareness for everybody. Don't use MD5, even SHA-1. Like currently they're using the latest of SHA 156 and also use Sultan. I was testing, just testing different, all those hashed password, different of them. As you can see, all of them already can predict that they are all using the same MD5. The integrity of this thing, hashing, and it goes with integrity. You can already tell that the integrity of this information is not even in good hands, because it can be gathered by any person and any person can modify it, which I actually did try. I tried to just input random characters to just check if maybe it can be changed, and tell that you can't do that, because then it's going to give you an error to say not found. This correct hash is not found. But yeah, that's the importance of just testing out. As you can see, we're all using the same thing, as I said. So do test it out, create your own. I think create an existing file and like with a method, and then try to edit, modify your file, like try to change some things on it, and then check the hash of it again on CrackStation to just see, because I also like just like with this password I wanted to see if maybe you can add extra characters or whatever. Will you still be able to like change it, you know, like have a different hash? But unfortunately you can't, because so I just deleted the characters that I had already entered and everything. So and then from this project, I think we're gonna close it from here, is that the risk of using SQL based platform is that SQL database, when improperly secured, it exposes the entire backend system, and inputs those like login or search boxes becomes potential backdoors. SQL injection is often listed in the OWASP top 10 vulnerabilities, so you can only imagine that how many platforms are secure. Do you understand? So use encryption, use great hashes. As I said, do not use your MD5. 2 methods to prevent SQL injection: parameterizing the query. This is like by preparing statement. Prevent a dynamic execution of raw user input, and also input validation and escaping, because this now ensures dangerous characters are stripped before execution. And other option is by using your web application firewall, utilizing the least privileged database accounts, and also regular security audit, and also update your application. Please update. Do implement those patches when they are released, and the ethical consideration that I learned from this is that understanding SQL injection is not an invitation to attack for people who's gonna go now try out this thing, to attack real system. The purpose of this project is to build defense skills and promote responsible cybersecurity practices, and also awareness of how to use security hygiene, like good security hygiene, and using this knowledge to protect, not to exploit. So please do not, I emphasize, do not try to gather these little skills and try something out. Don't do that. As we all know, this lab shows how easily an attacker can compromise a database if security is neglected. Each step from providing to full data theft took place within a minute, and without this happens within a minute. As much as I'm taking my time here, but this literally happens within a minute because attacker don't have time to waste. So without needing internal access. And by learning to trace attackers in Wireshark, we got the ability to develop critical forensic and investigative skills, whereby we use our penetration testing skills, we also use our incident response skills, we use our knowledge in threat hunting, we also use our cybersecurity operation skills. So I was just going through to check. You can I didn't download the damn vulnerable web application. I was just checking it out for people who may want to download it. There's the GitHub account. I was actually checking out the actual account, but I was unable to find it for some odd reason. But thank you so much, and also thank you, a huge shout out to every person who celebrated with me for my birthday. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every person who took their time to celebrate my birthday with me. Thank you so much, my LinkedIn family. Thank you for friends and family. And this is a wrap. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.